The United States of America is widely regarded as one of the most powerful countries in the entire world. And this status is not a recent development. Since the end of the Second World War, the US has consistently ranked among the most influential and dominant nations. But why is that? Why is the US so powerful? What are the reasons behind its sustained dominance on the world stage? This is something we'll investigate further in today's episode. So stick around for more. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, do consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon to never miss an upload. And with that done, let's get back to today's topic. But generally, it's understood to include economic strength, military might, technological advancement, cultural influence, and diplomatic standing. The United States excels in all these areas, making it one of the most powerful countries in the world. Let's look at some of the main reasons for this reason now. One, the United States has one of the largest and most developed economies in the world. According to the International Monetary Fund, the US economy is valued at over $23 trillion, accounting for about 24% of the global economy. The US is also a leader in innovation, technology, finance, and trade. It's home to some of the biggest companies in the world, including Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Tesla, and many of the world's leading financial institutions are based in the US. The US dollar is the world's primary reserve currency, meaning that it's the currency that central banks around the world keep in reserve. This gives the US a significant advantage in terms of economic power. Reason number two, the United States has the most advanced and well-funded military in the world. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, the US spends more on its military than the next 10 nations combined. It also has the most advanced weapons of technology, including the most sophisticated nuclear arsenal. The US maintains a strong military presence around the world, including dozens of military bases in countries on every continent except Antarctica. This gives the US the ability to project power anywhere in the world quickly and effectively. Reason number three, the United States is a leader in innovation and technology. It's home to some of the world's most prestigious universities and research centers, which attract top talent from around the world. The US is also a major producer of scientific research, publishing more research articles than any other country. This gives the US a significant advantage in terms of technological development and innovation. Reason number four, the United States has a strong cultural influence around the world. American culture, including its music, fashion, food, and entertainment, is popular in countries around the world. In fact, according to a survey conducted by the Pew Research Center, American culture is the most admired in the world. This is in part due to the global popularity of Hollywood films and American music. But it's also because the English language, which has its roots in the US, is the dominant language of international business and diplomacy. This gives the US a significant advantage in terms of cultural influence. Reason no. 5. The United States emerged as a superpower after World War II. After the Second World War, the US emerged as one of the only countries that was not devastated by the war. It had the resources and the ability to help rebuild Europe and Japan, which it did with the Marshall Plan. This plan provided over $17 billion in aid to help rebuild these countries. In doing so, the US gained a significant amount of political influence in these countries. Many of these countries aligned themselves with the US and became part of its sphere of influence. This gave the US a significant advantage in terms of geopolitics. Reason no. 6. The fall of the Soviet Union left the US as the sole global superpower. When the Soviet Union fell in 1991, the US became the world's only superpower. This gave the US an unprecedented amount of power and influence. With the end of the Cold War, the US was no longer constrained by the need to match the Soviet Union's military spending or to compete with it economically. This allowed the US to focus on its own interests and goals without fear of reprisal from a rival superpower. This gave the US a significant advantage in terms of both military and economic power. And reason number 7, its geographic position and natural resources have given it a considerable advantage over the years. The United States is blessed with an abundance of natural resources, including vast reserves of oil, gas, coal, copper, gold, and other minerals. These resources have fueled its economic growth and provided the raw materials needed to build a strong military. Additionally, the U.S. is located in a geographically strategic position. It is surrounded by friendly or allied countries on almost all sides, except for Mexico and Canada. This has allowed the US to avoid the costly mistakes of past European powers who were constantly at war with their neighbors. Furthermore, the US is protected by two of the world's largest oceans, which has made it difficult for any potential invaders to successfully reach the mainland. These geographic advantages have allowed the US to focus on building up its economy and military without the distractions of constant conflict or the threat of invasion. To sum up this discussion, the United States is such a powerful country because it has managed to combine all these advantages in one nation. Its economic strength, military dominance, technological leadership, cultural influence, and geopolitical advantage are unmatched by any other country in the world. However, it is important to note that the power of the United States is not absolute, and it faces challenges both domestically and internationally. Domestically, the US is facing issues such as growing income inequality, political polarization, and an aging infrastructure. It is possible that these challenges could undermine the power of the US over time if they are not addressed effectively. In conclusion, the United States is the most powerful country in the world due to a unique combination of economic, military, technological, cultural, and geopolitical advantages. While the US faces challenges both domestically and internationally, its power is unlikely to fade anytime soon. So that's it for today's episode. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about the topic, and do subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.